you would just come to a comfortable seated position in the middle of your mat, and we'll get started having some fun. Okay, do you guys see I actually changed the angle of my camera? This is, I'm trying something different this time, so we'll see how that goes. All right. It's fun because I actually think I made this playlist slightly too long. This should be just under an hour. It's all of the songs are like autumn related, so the theme is very, very clear. But we're gonna just warm up the body and get some energy, because I know this time of year it's really easy to be brought down by the lack of daytime and the lack of sun and all the gray weather here in Seattle. So we're just gonna hang out and get warm and toasty and have some fun. So if you will, please just close your eyes, and we'll start to get ready for this class. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. You don't have to change anything just yet. Just start to pay attention to the in and out of your natural breath right now. Spine nice and long. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. And then we're going to start to even out the breath. We're going to do it with a 4 count. So start to lengthen your inhale to 4 counts. And then match your inhale to 4 counts as well. Just coming into your body. Oxygenating the blood. And appreciating being inside on this dreary day. If your mind has wandered, just bring it back to your breath. Slowly flutter your eyes open. We're going to do something new and different. We're going to do sun breaths. So we're bringing a little bit of the sun into our evening. And I'm going to demonstrate these for you guys. There's probably a couple postures that I'll pause and show you. And then, like I said, if there's any questions, feel free to unmute. Hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate them well enough that you'd be like, oh, okay, that's what we're going to be doing. All right. So with the sun breaths, what you do is you're going to extend your arms out to your sides, essentially, just alongside your body. And you will start to lift the arms and inhale. And then as you exhale, those arms will come back down to the sides. So pretty simple. And you can move with the pace of your own breath. Just as you inhale, lift those arms up toward the ceiling. Nice and long and straight. Exhale, push back down to the earth. Bring the fingers to the ground, get that energy, and then back up. Nice. So just move at your own pace for 5 more breaths. In and out. Starting to warm up the shoulders and the arms and the back. We're going to start nice and gentle. And then when you're done, we'll just meet back in easy pose. Nice. All right, we're going to start with gentle neck stretch. Still really trying to open up everything back here. Everything that might be tight in the shoulders from stress or from working in an office. So if you will take your arm, gently place your hand onto the side of your head. I'm going to do it this way. And then we're going to pull over to the right. Not too hard, just enough so you can feel that nice stretch through the neck and the front of the chest. And breathe here. Three more breaths here. Nice, at your own pace, no rush. And then we're going to stick with that same side, but what we're going to do is we're going to bring the chin down toward the collarbone and move the hand to the back of the head. And you don't have to pull very hard. This is just a little bit of extra help to move those muscles. Nice, really breathing. 3 more breaths here. And when you're done with your breaths, you can release your hand back to your lap. Bring your head back up to the middle. Let the neck straighten out. Drop those shoulders away from your ears. Stretch them out for just a second. And then we will switch to the other side, popping the left hand onto the side of the head and then guiding that left ear toward the left shoulder. Not too much weight. Ooh, I just got an adjustment. You may hear noises when you do this in your body. Unless it's a really scary noise, you should be okay. If you hear a really scary noise in your body, please let me know. I will be highly concerned. Three more breaths. And then just like we did on the other side, we're going to turn that collarbone, or turn the chin closer to the collarbone, more of an angle. Move the hand to the back of the head. And each side might be different. This side I can actually feel the stretch all the way down to my lower back. 3 breath cycles here at your own pace. And then just like last time, you can release the hand. We're going to meet in the middle. Back nice and straight. And we're going to start to flow a little bit. We're not going to take it too deep because I want to start off pretty soft. But if you place your right hand to your side on the floor, lift that left arm, and then bend over toward the right side. We're going to start really simple. Back to the middle. Switch those arms out. Left arm down, right arm up. Bend over to that left side. And then we're going to move with our breath. So what you'll do is on the inhale, you'll come up. On the exhale, switch sides, lean over. Nice stretch. Inhale, up. Exhale, rainbow those arms. Stretching the opposite way. Nice. Keeping your spine nice and straight. Moving nice and slow with the pace of your breath. All right, keep this flowing. 3 more breaths on either side. Perfect, you guys are doing great. Nice extensions. Nice, really warming up the spine from side to side. There's something weird going on with my audio, but as long as you guys can hear me, I'm okay with that. Okay, so now we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to do cat-cow, but we're going to do it from this same position that we're in right now. It has the exact same breath movement where you're going to inhale into cow, exhale into cat, but we're going to stay right here. So it's going to be very much just kind of in the upper body that we're moving. So let's try this out. You can keep your hands on your knees or your shins, whatever's more comfortable for you, but we'll start with that inhale into cow, pushing the chest forward, arching the back, bringing those shoulders back. Exhale, cat, round forward. Inhale, lifting the spine back up, arching. You can lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. Nice. Try and keep the sit bones glued to the floor. Keep this movement just in that spine. And then keep moving through. 5 more breaths. In, out. All right. You're back in a neutral spine. And we're going to stay here for just a little bit longer. We're going to take the same position and we're going to add a twist in the same manner that we did the side bends. So you'll inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to the middle. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to the middle. Exhale, twist into the right. Your twist doesn't have to be too aggressive. You don't have to look too far over that shoulder. We're just really trying to use the breath and flow through a twist. You guys are doing great. All right, 3 more breaths. Each side. Inhale, twist. Inhale, twist. And then come back to the middle. I'm not sure what's going on, but this is really weird. Pause one moment. Okay, so this one, we're just going to open up the hips a little bit before we start to get into a heavier flow, something that's a little bit more than we're dealing with right now. So come into a seated position with your legs bent in front of you. Support yourself on your arms, like so. And then you're just going to drop your knees to one side. You may feel a nice stretch in that thigh. And up and over to the other side. Windshield wiper leg. And warmed up just a bit. And all right. There we go. This is the only way I'm going to be able to deal with this. I'm like, I can't not hear music. Okay. I'm going to have you guys come onto your back. This is one I'll demonstrate exactly how I want you to move through this before we start. So we're going to start with a flow from bridge to boat. So with this, you are going to inhale, lift, exhale, drop, inhale, lift. Or you can keep your feet here as you lift into boat. And then back down. Inhale, lift the hips into bridge. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift into boat. Exhale, drop. So get set up for bridge. You can bring your heels nice and close to your sits bones, stretching those fingers toward the heels. And when you press into your heels, I also want you to press into your arms to give yourself a little bit more lift on that bridge. So let's start together. Take a nice deep breath in and out. All right. Inhale. Lift those hips. Press into the heels. Press the arms down. Exhale. Rear end comes back to the floor. Bring it back up into boat. Exhale back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Into boat. So this is probably where you guys are going to start to feel everything. Keep that pace. Inhale, lift into bridge. Exhale, drop the hips. Inhale, lift into boat. Exhale, lay back down. Keep moving through this. 3 more breaths. Nice. I love that you guys are taking it at your own pace. This is not something I want you to rush through. And then once you've met that final breath, just extend all the way out. Let the abs relax. Let the lower back relax. Let the legs relax. Take a nice deep breath in here. All right, whatever your favorite way is to flip over, get into tabletop, do so. You can bend the knees, hop over to the side, take a moment to relax in fetal pose, sit up, or even just roll over and pop right up. Yes, you guys are awesome. Okay, so we'll start in tabletop. And this one, we're going to do essentially half of a bird dog. So what I would like you guys to do is, and I'm going to demonstrate again, take a moment to relax, let the the heart rate lower just a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to extend the leg, and then we're going to bring it toward the nose. And we're going to stay on that side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, actually, other way. Exhale, extend. Inhale, tuck that knee towards the nose. All right, you guys, are you ready? Make sure you're in a nice tabletop, nice and like sturdy. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then we'll start with the right leg. Extend that all the way out. Exhale. Inhale while you're here. Lift the glute a little bit. And then inhale, tuck the knee towards the nose. Exhale, extend that leg. Straight in the back. Broaden the shoulders. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, push. You can keep that foot flexed or pointed toe, whatever feels good to you. Foot flex can actually get nicely into the muscles in the back of the leg to stretch them out. All right, keep doing that. 3 more breaths on this side. Nice, you guys, great extension. And we'll meet in tabletop once you move through at your own pace. Then we'll switch to the other side. Extend that left leg. Warming up the glute just for a moment. Get your breath ready. And inhale. Knees and nose on the opposite side. Exhale, extend that leg. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, back straight, leg extended. All right, 3 more on this side at your own pace. Take your time. No rush. And then once you're done, move into child's pose. We're going to chill out for just a second. Since we've been flowing, we're going to reward ourselves with a little warrior 4. So bring your knees nice and wide. Bring your toes, big toes together behind you. Sink those hips back into your heels. Extend those arms, fingertips toward the wall in front of you. Bring your forehead toward the mat. Melting your heart, chest down. And just slowing down the breath. Letting the body surrender. Keep breathing. Keep surrendering. Give a nice deep breaths in this pose. And then once you've met those 3 breaths, what I would like you to do is come up into a kneeling position if that is accessible for you. If you need a little bit of extra space, because the knees are going to be closer together, feel free to grab any kind of pillow and put it behind the heels. We are going to be moving around. It might be kind of tough to keep it there, but I don't think I think we can actually, you'll see. I'm going to demonstrate this flow, the one we're going to do. We're not going to do this for too many breaths because we're going to be moving. We're basically just going to be rotating our spine back and forth. So we have a closed leg child's pose here, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to lift those hips, shift forward, and you can see how my hands are essentially right under my shoulders. We're going to come down into cobra, lift, drop the forehead, push back into child's pose. And forward again. Dropping down into cobra, keeping those shoulders or those elbows close to the rib cage. And pushing back up into child's pose. Try and move with your breath on this. You guys are, oh, yes, awesome. But if you need to take some extra breaths in there, that's totally normal. Because it's not like we're moving straight from one pose to the other. Make sure you're getting that nice lift in your baby cobra. You shift back into child's pose. And bring that forehead to the mat. All right, the body's probably really starting to warm up here. We're almost doing a chaturanga, just from the knees. When you move forward onto your hands, bring those elbows nice and close to the rib cage. For that, hold it. And then back into your chest. All right, so 3 more times. Inhale, exhale, forward. Baby cobra, child's pose. Make sure you're still breathing. Oh, you guys are doing great. And then end in child's pose when you get to that final breath. It actually felt really good to have that cushion behind my heels, you guys. Kind of surprised. Once you've concluded that flow, what I'll have you do is you will come up into tabletop. And then we're going to do a slightly different transition. You're going to lift yourself up onto your knees. So you're in a nice kneeling position, almost ready for a camel. But then we're going to actually do a low lunge. So what you want to do is bring your right leg in front of you, bend that knee. Maybe move the foot forward a little bit. We have done this flow before. We're just going to do it probably a little bit faster pace. If you have knee sensitivity like I do, please create some extra cushion. Grab your mat, fold it up, grab a towel. A pillow may not be great for this, but you just want a little extra cushion. All right. Okay, so step forward with that right leg. You're going to have about a 90-degree angle. This one, I actually want you guys to lift your arms when you come into this pose for an actual low lunge with essentially the full variation. Then, with an exhale, we'll lower the hands, bring them to support ourselves, lift those toes, setting the heel into the floor, hips moving back into that half split. Getting that nice stretch along the backside. Then inhale into that low lunge, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward into the half split. Straighten that right leg, lift the right toes. Inhale, low lunge. Arms lifted. You guys are working on balance. You're working on core strength. You're working on loosening up those hamstrings, that lower back. And hopefully, just like me, you're getting nice and toasty. All right, 3 more inhales and exhales. Inhale up into that low lunge, sink forward. Exhale, push through that heel. Drop it. You might actually find it's more comfortable for you to untuck your toes in this and push the shin down. For me, with my knees, it's incredibly uncomfortable. So I usually do keep my toes tucked. Though if this is more comfortable, please do it. Untuck the toes, straighten that foot. All right, then we're going to come back into that kneeling position. Even doing that little transition where we're not like holding onto the floor, but we're moving our legs is creating a little bit of extra balance help. Switch out the legs, left leg forward, knee bent. Try to get that heel right underneath the knee. And you guys can hear I'm like, whew. We're going to move through this one the same way we did on the last one. So inhale those arms up. Exhale, lower the arms. Extend that left leg, lift the left toes. Inhale back up into low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And fold. Make sure you're taking nice deep breaths as you do this. Spine nice and long and flat back. Three more on this side. Working with balance. Nice. And when you've done those three, we'll just come back to tabletop. So you can unfold your mat if you've had it there. Nice. And we're gonna keep it pretty warm for the next few minutes. So this will almost be a pause for us. I'm gonna have you move into down dog. Tuck those toes. Make sure the hands are nice and strong. Already pushing into the mat. Lift the knees, lift the heels. Push the mat away from you. Take some time to pedal out the legs. And one knee at a time, lifting that heel. Letting the quadricep, the calf, hopefully moving into the Achilles. Don't worry about dropping the heel all the way down. And then pause. With the pedaling, just try and get nice and strong and stable for a moment in this inversion. Lift the tailbone. Press the chest toward the shins. Bringing it down between the arms. Breathe in and out. Not bad, yes. Shake the head no and make sure there's no tension in the neck. All right, you guys, I hope you're prepared. What we're gonna do is walk forward into plank from here, right? Nice and strong, straight along the back. And then push yourself back up into your down dog. Take a moment here, breathe. Exhale back into plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale back into plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank. Do this 2 more times. And then I'll have you end in down dog. And then just walk your feet toward your hands for standing forward bend. So slight bend to the knees here is probably going to be really, really beneficial for all of us because we want that upper body to drape over the upper thighs, the back to release the tension. You can clasp the arms or, hands to opposite elbows and get a little bit extra weight, or just keep those hands on the ground. Make sure the neck is nice and long and relaxed. And breathe. Okay, I'm gonna switch my angle so you guys can essentially see what I'm doing. From here, I want you to heel toes your feet a little bit wider, just a couple feet, and then toes pointing at about a 45-degree angle out towards the side of the walls. From here, drop your hips toward the mat, bend the knees. We're gonna come into garland pose. Nice. So we're creating some space in the hips with this. If you keep your elbows on the inside of your knees, you can create a little bit of extra space, but that is not necessary. You can always keep your hands here if you need a little bit extra balance, or if you feel like your hips are getting enough of a stretch that way. But just keep breathing. And rejoice in the fact that pretty much all of the flows are over. And the rest of the class is going to be nice and restorative. All right, really extend that back nice and long. Bring the shoulders down away from the ears. 3 more breaths. Awesome. And then when we're done with those 3 breaths, you can essentially just let your rear end come to the floor and release. We're going to try a pose that we haven't done in any of the classes before. We came very close when we were doing that flow with Cobra, but we're gonna do hero pose, which is definitely helps like open up all of the joints in the lower body. It is especially good if you spend a lot of time sitting. So you're essentially starting off in a kneeling position, but then you're trying to work your heels out to either side of your thigh. But honestly, I think all of us will benefit from keeping some kind of elevation under our rear ends. So if that is too much for you in that hero pose, just grab a nice little pillow, put it under the booty, and then use this opportunity. If it's too much in your heel, you don't have to sink all the way back. You don't have to come all the way upright. That'll definitely extend the stretch. So you can, elevating the hips is definitely going to help make it a lot more accessible, but you may have to elevate them quite a bit. And I don't know why this is called hero pose. I should probably look into that because this doesn't feel very heroic. Try and bring your knees towards each other as much as possible, but it's not necessary for them to meet. It is never necessary for them to do anything than what your body is capable of right now. Nice. I love your adjustments. You're to adapt in whatever way you need. Oh. All right. Hopefully the heart rate has lowered. We're at a point where we can start to relax and start to get ready for the end of class. All right, release out of this pose. Lift yourself back up. Bring those knees back in front. And then we're gonna try, puppies. We're going to do a little seated head to knee. So we've done, again, a variation of this in some of my previous classes, but we are going to make it just a little bit harder today. So if you can actually extend your right leg, out to the side. I would like you to get your spine nice and tall, and then you're going to twist from the belly button toward that leg to line yourself up with that extended leg as much as you can, whatever works for your body today. So lift the arms, again, nice and tall, and then fold toward that right foot. Hopefully you should feel a nice stretch along that left side, the left hip. And we're lowering the head toward the knee. If that is not accessible right now, just make sure you've got a nice flat back and you're not rounding yourself forward, because keeping that straight length is actually going to benefit you more in getting that stretch that we want. Keep breathing. All right. You don't have to stay here too long. One more breath and gently walk back up. And switch sides. Extending the left leg. All right, same deal, different side. Make sure that back is nice and long. Spine is straight, extended. But then, slightly turn your body, trying to line up the rib cage with that leg that is extended. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold over toward that left toe. Hands on the floor, forearms to the floor, whatever works for you, as long as you've got a nice straight spine and you're feeling a good stretch. Whether it be in the hamstring, that right side, and on the back. Just a nice, long, straight spine. Two more hearty breaths in and out. Nice deep breaths. And then gently guide yourself back up to a seated position. So I actually made a small adjustment to this class so we could work on this pose, though we're going to do it a little bit differently. It's going to be reclined, but I will show you in a non-reclined position, because once I lay down, you're going to be like, what is she even doing? All right, so this is going to be cow face legs or shoelace, whichever way you want to approach this. And I'm going to say this, the goal is to have your knees lined up with each other and your feet back. If you need a little bit of extra space, bringing the feet forward is actually completely acceptable. And we're going to do this laying down, so it's probably going to be a little bit easier to get those heels closer to your hips, thankfully. But what we're going to do, we're going to lay on our back, and then we're going to do a cow face pose. So you can see my left knee is right now, just for demonstration purposes, stacked over my right knee. My feet are to either side, and this creates a really nice stretch along the back side of the hips, and then also, a little bit of extra fun for the knees. So now that you guys kind of have an idea of what we're going to do, if you will come to your backs, lay down. And guess what? Good news is we are not going to get up again during this class. So start with your right leg, and then you're going to bring that right knee over the left knee. And then this one is actually nice because you can grab onto either foot and help assist the stretch. Try and push the knees away from the torso a little bit. See if you can keep them pointing toward the ceiling, just like you would normally do if you were in a sitting position. Shoulders glued down to the floor. Maybe even working a little bit of that lower core area in this position. Two more breaths on this side. And exhale. And then we're going to switch sides. Let go of the feet. Bring the knees back to a bent position and then switch it out. Left knee over right knee. I will tell you guys, I definitely have sides that are way tighter than the other sides. So this one is not my best side. But kind of take a peek, see if your knees are lined up. Push those knees away from your belly button. Trying to bring them pointing towards the ceiling. Keeping a hold of the feet. Gently bringing them towards you. All right, 3 more breaths here. And then when you reach that 3rd breath, you can extend the legs all the way out. Those hip muscles have done a lot of work. So just give them a moment to adjust. All right, this is going to be the final flow of class before we really just get into the meat of relaxing. What I would like for you to do is bend your knees and bring them into your chest. And if you guys want to pause for a moment and take a peek at what I'm doing to kind of just be sure, I think you'll have this because we're going to do a supine twist. So what we would do was a supine twist in the flow specifically is we're going to inhale, drop it to the side, exhale, bring it to the middle, inhale, drop it down to the other side. So we've got both knees together, moving nice and slowly. Those arms can be straight out in a T or down in an upside down V, whatever helps you keep that stability. Because the lower back can be torqued pretty easily and we don't need that. Just move through almost like you're making a rainbow with your knees as you breathe. Last little bit of core work. All right, hit each side 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower to one side. Inhale, core together. Exhale to the other side. All right, so this is our last pose before we fully relax. And I definitely want to have you guys take a second to get a visualization of what you're going to do with your body, because it's going to sound a lot more complicated than it actually is. So I will have you, we're going to do almost a shoulder stand. So I'm going to have you extend your legs all the way up to the ceiling first, and then push through your elbows, grab onto the hips, and then we're lowering these legs down towards the floor. You can see my toes don't even really touch. Feel free to bend the knees, but we really want to try and keep the spine as straight as possible, butt pointing up toward the ceiling, and dropping those toes toward the floor into half plow. So take your time, get yourself set up, really draw that core in, extend the legs, and then you can almost like shift them up and over, because this is the beginning of a shoulder stand. Core nice and strong, knees bent as much as possible. Push down through the shoulder blades. Nice long neck. You don't have to tuck the chin in. Half plow is actually really great for your mind and your body in so many ways. It's going to be, I have a really good feeling that you're going to sleep great tonight. All right, one more breath here. In and out. And slowly roll your spine down. Let those legs lower all the way to the ground. Once you come to a nice lying position, I'm actually going to have you roll over onto your belly. It's going to be a really gentle counter pose. We're not going to do Sphinx. We're not going to do Cobra. We're actually going to do Crocodile. So once you are on your belly, what you'll do is you'll put your hands, your arms right in front of you, parallel to each other. And then you'll bring your head onto your forearms. And let the whole body relax into the belly down version of corpse or crocodile. If it isn't comfortable for your head to be on your forearms, you can actually bring the elbows a little bit wider. Place your hands on top of each other and then rest the forehead on the hands. Start to bring your awareness back to the breathing. Three more breaths in and out. Nice and slow. And then whenever you're ready, once you've made it through those breaths, roll back onto your back for corpse pose. Take your time. This is the very last thing we're doing in class, so there's no rush. Once you're on your back, extend your legs. Let your feet flop out towards the sides. Make sure there's some space in between your heels. Your arms are alongside your body, also giving your hips a little space as well. Palms facing up toward the ceiling. Then taking a moment to accept the energy and start to focus on your breathing again. Just in and out. Really take advantage of this time that is designed specifically to allow yourself time to incorporate the practice into your body. Take some time to appreciate how badass you are for just really amping up your flow and probably doing one of the sweatiest classes I've led so far. You did a great job, and you deserve kudos. So just let the forehead relax. Make sure you're not keeping any tension in your jaw. Let the teeth separate. The eyebrows go. Shoulders relaxed. The fall can be a really tough time to keep your spirits up, at least from my personal experience. And bringing a little bit more energy into your yoga practice or just the things that bring you joy are going to help immensely over the next few months. Whether it's pumpkin spice lattes or just your comfiest warm clothes. Over the next few days, try and find a way to bring yourself joy. To feel comfy. All right, bring your awareness back to the breath. Bringing some movement back into the body. Moving the fingers and toes. When you are ready, bring yourself up to a nice, comfortable seated position. And take this last moment to really thank yourself for making the effort. As usual, anytime you are here, you are doing something amazing for yourself. And of course, making me feel awesome because I always love having you guys here. So I appreciate you so much. And I always welcome feedback. And I also am looking forward to making adjustments for you guys if you ever need them. So always communicate with me and just tell me what you need, and I will be here for you.